Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fellow brothers and sisters of this earth, it is I, Josh, aka the wannabe life guru. Maybe one day. I felt very compelled to create this video today, not only to allow you all that are watching to really digest and think about it, but it's for myself as well because I've been struggling with this, and I feel like a lot of people are. And even if one person really takes away from this video, it is worth it to me. But the concept of stagnation, overwhelmed, unnecessary weight on your shoulders, and what I mean by these is it could be anybody, but I feel like a lot of people that are in their early to mid to even late 20s goes through a time in their life where they're like, what am I doing? Where do I fit in this world? And how do I get there? I feel like anyone can really get there. It doesn't even have to be in the 20 range. Anybody who wakes up and feels like they're not doing enough, feels like they're stagnant, feels like they could do more. I call this a proactive mind. And what I mean by that is your mind is constantly like, what's next? What's next? What's next? How do I get there? What do I need to do to get there? And you never feel fully satisfied with yourself or your personal growth. I know that's an issue that I have. And the analogy that I kind of put forth with this is, think of it in this way. Do you think going into high school, let's go back to high school. Oof. Going back into high school, if you went to freshman year of high school, and the next thing you know, the next week, you're now a senior in high school. So all of the time between your freshman year and your senior year, you didn't do. All the experience you did not do. Do you think you would be able to accomplish your senior year? Let me take another step forward. Think about where you are in life right now and imagine yourself where you want to be. And what I mean by where you want to be is where you look back and you say, man, I did it all. What else can I do now? I've done it all. If you got to from where you are now and where you want to be immediately, say you wake up tomorrow morning and you're exactly where you want to be in life, do you think you'd be able to handle it? I'll let you digest that for a second. So what I imagine for myself is my passion. So I think step one is to find your passion in life. It's hard enough as it is. Sure. What are you passionate about? Me, I've always kind of been passionate about helping people. That's very broad, but I'll kind of dive in a little bit more. Helping people and allowing them to really understand how their individual lives work and to change their perspective and to realize that life is just good. It can be simple. So when I think of where I want to be in life, I would love to be able to be a life guru. Being able to help everyone and anyone with any issue that they have with ease and just be like, I got the answers for you, man. I got you. Okay, so that's where I'd want to be. Even if I got to the point where I was standing in front of a whole bunch of people and being a motivational speaker for them. That'd be so cool if I got to that point in life. Do you think I could do that now? Probably not. Actually, absolutely not. I wouldn't be able to stand in front of a whole bunch of people and tell them how to live life. I don't know if I ever could, but I'd love to get there. My point is that takes experience, it takes time, it takes patience, and it takes everything in between to get to where you want to be. And the reason you're not there now is because there's steps for you to take. There's life for you to live. What is the meaning of life? I mean, I won't get too deep into it because that's a very deep question, a lot of answers. But I'm pulling a quote from Alan Watts because he makes it very simple. He says, the meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple, and yet everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. Now, I'll let you digest that for a second to think about. Beyond yourself. We all have a lot of responsibilities in our life. We have taxes, we have bills. Some of you have children, friends, loved ones, cars, whatever. Responsibilities that require you to work very hard. Sometimes you don't like what you do as work. And the point I'm trying to make is, if life truly is as simple as being alive, are you truly living when you are doing things you don't want to do, that is to go on living doing things you don't want to do? It's another quote from Alan Watts. Because if you put it down into simple terms, and the meaning of life is to be alive. Wow. It's to experience life. It's to be immortal, have flesh and bone and emotions, and to experience it. If the meaning of life is truly just to experience life, then what are we freaking out about? Why are we overwhelmed? Why do we feel all this unnecessary weight? It's an excellent question that I do not have the answer to. But the reason that I bring it up is just for you to digest it, just to think about. I mean, what is your life? Because each person's life is completely different. What is your life? And how do you get to where you want to be? How do you get to not feeling so overwhelmed all the time? And I think, personally, it is to just remind yourself that life has no huge expectations like we were putting it out to be. Because your future does not exist yet. Your past no longer exists. The only thing that ties you from your past is memories. The only thing that exists is now. We're in a constant now. And the point I'm trying to make with that is your future is not yet written. And the only person that has the pen to write your future is you. Think about that. Because everyone always says, I think at some point in everyone's life, everyone always says, what am I supposed to be? Who am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? Supposed. You're not supposed to do anything. You do what you do. If that makes sense. You're going to live today because it's today. You're going to live tomorrow because it's tomorrow. You're going to live your life because it's your life. You're not supposed to do anything. There's no right or wrong answer. And the more I think about that concept, I think the less I get overwhelmed. And I have all this unnecessary weight on my shoulders because it is just that. It is unnecessary. Because you're putting that weight on yourself. And I am a king of putting unnecessary weight on myself. And overanalyzing and overthinking everything. And I think a lot of you people do too. And the whole point I'm trying to make with all this is, remember how simple life is. We're supposed to be. And know that your life is yours for the taking. Your future is yours for the taking. Nothing is set in stone. And so go about your day knowing that you can be whoever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter what ties you have right now. You have so much more control over yourself than you give yourself credit for. And so stop and smell the roses. Stop freaking out. And I know I'm more or less talking to myself right now, but I know a lot of you, I'm sure, needs to hear that. Just stop and smell the roses. Enjoy being alive, because it's not forever. That's all I got. And I appreciate those who sat through all 9 minutes of listening to my voice. Thank you. If any of you like it, obviously, throw a like down. If there's anything you want me to talk about, feel free to throw it in the comments. And if any of you want to reach out and talk to me about anything, please do. This is what I want to do for a living. So thank you all again. Have a fantastic week, and I'm sure I will see you all very soon.